Hello and welcome back to the Kerbal Space program. My name is WWEdeadman, but you already know that. And we are again in sandbox mode because 1K Volt actually sent me the ultimate version of his helicopter. So, helicopter ultimate version Mark 1 load. Gonna have a look at that. He also sent nice instructions with it in the email. I'm not gonna actually read them to you because I actually don't have the whole... Wow, really? I actually don't have the whole email printed out or anything. Wow, really? Okay. So, yeah, let's just drop this on the launch pad for a minute here. I'm going to trust the staging as it is. So, this is designed to be able to actually work in the way that I intended for a rescue lander. Yeah. It looks pretty amazing, I gotta say that. So we're gonna just follow 1K Volt's instructions here as soon as this loads up. Thank you. SAS on, RCS on. Full throttle. And launch. Gear in, please, thank you. Because we don't need that gear out right now. Then we... Holy shit, this thing is almost wrecking my frame rate as much as my... as the actual lander I am going to use for the rescue mission. So yeah, gravity turn, he said, at 30 kilometers, so there's no weird aerodynamics effects. Yeah, then finish the orbit, then there is a docking port on this. I don't think I can show you that right now. Yeah, because the center of mass is a little bit at the wrong position to show you that. But there is a docking port on here somewhere that can be used for interplanetary transfer. I just really do not know where that is. We're just gonna assume that that's somewhere around here, and yeah. I like the RCS. Oh no, that's that's those little engines here. I like those effects too. Looks cool. Although those are on there literally just to see when those tanks run out, I guess. Because they don't have a particularly high amount of thrust. Oh, the docking port is up here. There we go. That's the docking port for the interplanetary transfer. Oh yeah, that's cool. Also there's... Whoa. Dude. Also there's 4 seats on the sides here. It can do landings at night because it has thermonuclear reactors. So it's not dependent on any light source for photovoltaic stuff. Also, those are the parachutes here. Yeah, this should work well. We're 2,000 meters up. Frame rate is going better for some reason. That's weird. Yeah, and after you have gotten this into an orbit around your target planet, so essentially only Kerbin, Eve, or Lathe, because I don't think that a helicopter would work on Duna, even though that has an atmosphere, or on Jool, even though that has an atmosphere, because Jool does not have a solid surface, so you can't really land anything on there. We're definitely going to try to land something on Jool in the next KG mode that has wings and not parachutes, so we don't just fall through at some point. This is gonna be quite the experience, I guess. And Duna's atmosphere is probably just too thin to actually do anything. Stage. Yeah. Then this thing should have a shallow re-entry path because, yeah, you see there is a lot of wings on that, and those shouldn't really, like, snap off or something. Also, the wings are all mounted on decouplers, so yeah. Yeah, then the whole landing stuff. Then after landing, you can decouple the counter wings and have your crew get on board, and then you can take off again as a helicopter like we did before. And as soon as that helicopter then reaches a height where it just keeps on hovering, and that it does that perfectly automatic, then you can decouple the wings and start the engines at full thrust, and proceed to get into a stable orbit around your planet. And yeah, and it works on Kerbin according to 1K Volt. I have no idea if it works on Eve. We're definitely gonna try that at some point, because I love that design, and that's something you don't see every day. I've never seen someone do an actual helicopter rescue mission. Interplanetary helicopters is not a thing that I usually see. $20,000. Come on. Look at our map here for a minute. Okay, 25,000, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30,000 meters. We can start the gravity turn according to the instructions. Stop it. Right there. Good. As soon as this... Oh, this is way over already. Okay, get down to the horizon, my friend. We don't need to burn up anymore, really. We can actually pretty much stop thrusting here for a second until we are a little bit higher up. Like, I don't know, 60,000 maybe. Almost space. I'd say space. 70,000. There we go. Stage. This should not have a problem getting into an orbit. I'm actually thinking about whether I'm going to do a full re-entry, because I'd actually have to aim for land. Or if I'm just gonna leave that version in space and try to launch the so to say landed version from the launch pad. Because, you know, we saw that this thing can survive a re-entry. And if we actually don't decouple the counter wings until we land, then that's not a problem. Then we won't even have the whole spinning thing going on. Actually, stop thrusting for a second here and fast forward till we are closer to apoapsis to make this a more efficient thing. Okay, as you see, no problem getting into orbit at all. And just because actually taking this back to Kerbal would take a lot of time, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this episode, we're gonna say next thing that decouples should be this. Yeah. Actually get away from that. Good. So you see this thing in the way that it would re-enter the atmosphere. That should not be a problem at all. There shouldn't be any problems with the re-entry. So we're just gonna say we're gonna leave this thing in space here and look at it take off from Kerbal again. By saying, let's just remove the stuff that is not there anymore before the after the re-entry, which would be everything past here. So let's say we safely landed on the launch pad for some reason. We are that good at aiming or something like that. So we safely landed, brakes on. Then we would next, after of course those parachutes would have opened, we would have landed with them, everything's fine. Next thing, decouple those. And those fly off into oblivion for a moment before going up in smoke. That's a nice way to get rid of them. Okay. Then we have our Kerbals on board, of course, and everything's fine. We say SAS on. brakes off, and turn the thing with Q for 10 to 15 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Release Q, the thing goes up by itself and is completely self-sustaining. According to... Holy shit, that thing gets fast. And it's completely self-sustaining. Now, for the actual takeoff then, as soon as we reach the height where it does not rise anymore, you know, because those are actually not the same height, because only 2 of them have SAS units. That looks like it's like popping up and down That looks funny. Also, the frame rate is so odd that it looks like the middle is spinning in the counter clockwise direction, while that's spinning in the clockwise. No, well, that's counterclockwise. The other thing looks like it's spinning clockwise. The docking port. Also, gear in, please. Okay. I don't know where the point is where it doesn't rise anymore. But I guess we're gonna wait for that. And then we're just gonna have to press space after throttling up all the way. So I'm just gonna throttle up all the way just in case I forget that. And then let's see how high this thing goes. I'm gonna fast forward that for you a little bit, because watching this thing spin is not really the most entertaining thing to do now, is it? Okay, we are at a stage where the helicopter rises like 0.5 meter per second. Because that's not even 1 meter per second. We're probably going to easily get to 5,000. But at this rate, it's gonna take a few days. I think that would totally work fine on Eve for getting us high enough to actually be able to escape with this. But right now, I don't care whether we are at the highest point, because I'm tired of waiting for that number to become bigger. So next thing we do is this. Wait for the rotation to stop. Thank you. And look where 90 degrees is. That would be that direction. Should be able to do a perfectly normal launch with that. And stage. Have a look at our apopsis. 17, 18. And out of the atmosphere we are. Okay. A little bit of fast forwarding. Look at that. Huh? What are you doing? Don't ask me what that was. Actually, wait a little bit more. Have this be a little bit more efficient. How much do we actually need to get an orbit from here? Oh. Actually, might as well start. RCS on and help with that, I guess. Just to be sure. Okay, here comes our periapsis. $63 to 240. A little bit of a very eccentric orbit here. So let's just correct it a little bit by burning our rest of our fuel towards the planet. And have a 180 to 115 orbit. Good. And now our Kerbals would be sitting right here, and we could come over and rescue them. Also, this has... I don't know if these are on any action groups. Yes, they are on my standard action group of 1. Thank you. So, you'd have a totally controllable ship that you could let meet up with a return ship. Perfect. And I think that would totally work on Eve, so we're fine with that. Actually, let's rename that just so we don't have two things with the same name. Ultimate helicopter. Post rescue. And then it's actually not a lander anymore. So rover. I don't know why. I guess it's because of the seats, because that's the only thing I could see why they would call it a rover. Anyway, back to the Space Center. Let us be in orbit here forever, pretty much. That's, by the way, what I'm going to do with everything that that is made to be in an orbit. If you send it to me, I'm gonna send it into an orbit and just leave it there forever. Anyway, yeah, so much about the helicopter approach. I guess we're gonna actually try to use that in the modded career mode that I'm going to start once we are done with this, the one that still needs the Kerbals rescued from Eve. Anyway, till then, like and favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and until next time, I'm WWEdeadman. Bye!